had a bunch of stuff to figure out with Steam streaming services and everything. So, yeah, but here we are now. So, welcome. I'm JB. I'm the lead dev of Almanach. And basically today I'm here to answer questions and everything. So right now I still haven't figured out how to see the chat of Almanach. Of the stream. I'll see if I can maybe go on the Steam page and see if I can see the chat directly there. Show chat. Yes. Hello all. All right. So I can now see everything and everyone that's here. So as I go along, don't hesitate to just ask any questions. I'll once in a while have a look there and just go for it as we go. So here I'm just going to click play. We're going to be today playing the demo which we presented at MIGS, so the Montreal International Game Summit. And so this version is a bit more advanced than the version that's currently playable on Steam. If you want to play this version, you can join our Discord, and there is actually a code to access the beta branch that will make this accessible for you too. Just as a quick warning, this version is also less stable than the current version on Steam, so just be warned that you may encounter bugs. It is a game that's under development. So, yeah. Let's so this is our first contact with the game. So an unending desert. So we are this is the context. So we emerge out of the cave system in which our clan has survived for generations. The light of day is blinding after a whole life lived in the shadow. It is well known that the outside is an unforgiving, blistering wasteland. Cool. There is no life for humans out of the caves, and yet here we are, just ahead of the last remaining members of the clan about to venture forth. Yesterday the ground shook, and our homes collapsed. When the dust settled, half the tribe was unaccounted for, and the waters of Hupochtli, the spring that had sustained us for all these years, was simply gone. There is nothing left for the Azka in those caves. If we are to survive, we will need to find a new home. And yet, is there really anything beyond the endless dunes ahead and the infinite sky above? I guess we will find out soon enough. So, welcome to Almanach. So here we have a bunch of little tutorials which I actually will be disabling because, well, I know how to play the game. I designed it. But as you play the game, I would suggest that you keep them on. If you need to if you need to figure out anything, of course that will help you on the onboarding side of things. So we start off with just a warrior, and as we see, I mean already, so we only see a little piece of the map. We can already move it. So here I'm doing right clicks to move it, and we can already see what's one of the cool things about Almanach, which is something that we've put a lot of time on recently actually, is that the movement is not instantaneous. So as you can see, like if you were playing Civilization or Old World or like whatever other 4X game, you would actually see that so I click on the right and my unit moves instantly, and now my unit's here and it's done for the turn. But in this case, it's not actually the case. So it's actually just, this is an order that I'm giving, and I can change the order as long as I haven't clicked end turn. So, and when we now click end turn, we see that the unit does move. And everything just gets resolved like this simultaneously at the end. So for now we only have a warrior, so I guess the goal is just to explore. Yes, find a suitable spot to found a city. So I guess our goal here is to find an oasis. So I'm just going to continue here. We have a bunch of little information a little bit everywhere. So this is some statistics for the unit. As you can see, we've done a big pass on the UI, and some of it looks kind of nice, and some of it looks a little bit less nice. So I mean, there's still a bit of gray boxes a bit everywhere. But, well, I mean, we're working on it. As I said, it's a work in progress. Let's go to the next turn. All right, more desert. So here, right, okay, so this notification is just to tell me that I need to move my warrior. Fair enough. Good, let's just go. I mean, if I had to guess, I would say that the water typically is downhill. So let's go that way. And we've actually maybe found something here. Our scouts initially did not believe their eyes. It would not have been the first time that thirst and exhaustion would have led them astray following mirages. But as they grew closer, the sense of plants and the quiet gargling of a stream dispelled any illusions that might still hold sway over their feverish minds. This was finally a place that had escaped the scorching heat, somewhere to lay down our burdens and rest, a new home. All right. Oh, and a second event. So these are events that can be scripted sometimes, but it can also be random. It can be just something that you meet on the map. Sometimes they have images. Sometimes, of course, we didn't have time to do all the art yet. The rest of the clan has finally made it out of the caves and caught up with us. A lot of them are absolutely not ready for the harsh conditions of the desert. Then again, if we do not find a new home, nobody will be left of the Uska. Alright, let's make our way through the waste. Oh, and we did find a little green spot here. Okay, so that's like a nice little oasis. We can even see a little bit of water in the distance. And we see a lion here. So that's our first enemy. And who says enemy says blood. Let's go for blood. We already know that there's something here. Maybe there's something elsewhere. And we now have all these 3 units. So that's the rest of the clan that the event was telling us about. So let's click. So I can select more than 1 unit. So of course you can't see it here, but I'm clicking with control, so I can decide to control more than 1 unit at the same time, decide which ones I select and everything. So let's here make actually a group with the warrior and the settler, so that the settler is a bit protected, and slowly start them that way, I guess. And then the scout can go that way. The scout actually has more movement, so we could send it a bit further. Let's do that. We've actually got a new objective here. So this is more a tutorial way of having objectives. In a real game, this would not... these objectives you would actually choose yourself. So you would get a choice at the beginning of a game, and you would be like, okay, what's your starting objective? I want to be a like a wonder builder. I want to be a great explorer. I want to open the gates of hell. So I mean, there will be a bunch of choices for this, depending on the civilization that you pick. Of course, right now we only have 1 choice of civilization, and the goal is to survive. But eventually, we're looking forward to having a bunch more of those. I think I've given orders to everyone, so just go ahead and... All right. What is this here? A dangerous lair, lion den. Oh, alright, okay. So this here seems to be, so this here is a lair. So this is something that will spawn lions as long as I haven't dealt with it. So I guess that would be a good starting objective for us to do. Let's try to kill that lion. So here I have a little combat preview. It tells me, okay, major victory. Sounds good. A warrior should be stronger than the lions, it looks like. So let's continue on our way. We could go that way. Yeah, let's go that way. And then this one. So the scouts, unfortunately, are not strong enough to destroy the lairs. Only the warriors can do it at this point. So I guess I have to just continue exploring. So let's go that way. And enter. Alright, so we have our first combat here. So there's a couple things to say about combat. First of all, so combat can last several turns in Almanach. So here we have only a single unit that's fighting the lion. And we can see, okay, first turn of combat, nothing happens. They're just, all the units are just arriving at the combat. And then afterwards, every turn, the warrior will inflict its damage to the lion will inflict its damage to the warrior, with any defense bonus calculated in it, etc., etc. One of the interesting things about the combat system is that you don't really have any control over what's happening inside the combat. The only thing you can do is to decide that, okay, I want to bring some reinforcements in. or I could decide to run away. And running away, you can't do it in every direction. You can only do it in the directions where you came from, or approximately. So here I came from this direction before we fought. So I could only run here or there. So you can see the red little arrows here. I cannot go in that direction. Like, it would tell me, oh no, I cannot go there. So for now, it's a major victories. I mean, there's no reason to run. Let's just make our merry way towards the oasis with the settler. We can actually even give it a couple more orders. And here we have another lion, another lion. And so there's actually a fair amount of lions in this desert. And okay, let's go here, maybe somewhere that's a little bit less hostile, and we can continue exploring. Oh, okay. So there is another oasis over there with a lot more trees. This actually looks like a really good spot to start. Might be worth going around. Might take us a little bit longer, but because we have to go across this line, but I guess we can just help the other warrior fight and go that way. Yes, let's do that. And 3 versus 1, I mean, this is also going to go much faster. This lion has lost 12 from the warrior this turn. There's now 2 warriors hitting it. It should die before the end of the next turn. So let's do that. And we can continue exploring. Actually, let's continue exploring in the direction that's actually interesting. Nice. That's much bigger. Nice. Okay, so let's go this way. Let's just keep everyone together at this at the moment. Oh, we actually have something to do here as well. So we've actually fought a lion with for a little while, and every turn you gain experience that you're fighting. So this warrior has actually accumulated enough experience to get a promotion. So we are going to be selecting the Beast Slayer because Beast Slayers is going to help us fight lions. Up to now, we haven't really seen anything else, so let's just do that. So in this version of the game, taking a promotion takes your whole turn. We've actually changed that in a more recent playtest that we did for the combat system, where promotions are now just free actions that you can take. But in this older version, so this version, as I said, is from MIGS. That's from November, so that's maybe 2 months and a half ago. We don't have the large enough team to produce stable versions every month, unfortunately, so we are constrained a little bit in that direction. Let's go explore a bit more. Maybe here? Yeah. And then we can go that way. So here we actually have a bunch of options for where we want to put our city. I mean, this might actually be hard to reach because there seems to be cliffs that are really not that easy to go across. But we still have those 4 tiles we can select. So a city will take a single tile at the beginning. It can grow eventually. But we can already see on the left on the left side of the screen here, you have a bunch of information about like how many resources there is of each type on these tiles. These are only the resources that I actually can see. There is a bunch of resources which are actually hidden. Like metals at the beginning are hidden. One of the ways that we could actually try to see them would be to do the search action. So it slows down our exploration, but it will make it more in-depth, if you will. I can just see if there's any metals around here. I mean, it might actually be nice to have metals. Let's go this way, and then you are going this way. You can also see that so there's not a lot of healing in the desert. That's something that we'll have to keep an eye on. So the life of the warrior, I mean, they're stronger than lions, but they don't really heal that well as long as they're in the desert. So we will need to be careful about that. Okay, so we did actually find something with this search action. We did find some gold. So if we can zoom in, there's now a little patch of gold here. So we can actually have a nice income of gold here when we put our city there. However, there is less of the rest. Let's still go there. It's cooler. Who needs trees? All right. And Okay, so we've actually found somewhere that we want to put our city on. So the city is going to be put by settling down here. The other warrior, I mean, this one also needs to heal a little bit. So, I mean, maybe we can just stay in the grass for a little while before we go away. And let's start exploring a bit more this way. How important? Okay, I'm seeing in the how important is the spot of the first city? Arte is asking. Yeah, that's actually a good question. So the first city will so there's a bunch of things to consider. Of course, I mean the one thing that you want to have in your first city is you want to have a bunch of food because that will help your city grow. Um, After that, I'm going to talk about this a bit more later, but the way that technology works in Almanach is that you will get better at whatever you're doing. So if you want to get better at mining, then you want to put your city on somewhere where you can actually mine something. If you do not have anything to mine in your city, you won't get better at mining. And similarly for farming, similarly for cutting trees or harvesting sea resources or something. So that's actually something that is quite cool. We actually have a tech screen here that I can show. So already the one tech that we've started right now is exploration, which makes sense. I mean, the only thing we've really done since the beginning has been to well, explore the map. So I mean, and this exploration you get from revealing hidden resources, finding copper, finding gold, etc. So yeah, basically, where you put your city is going to orient the general flow of your game, basically. Okay, so let's just move around our units, and then we're gonna go see what happens in the city. Oh, there's another lion den here. Okay, maybe we can do some de-weeding of lions at some point. But at the very least, there doesn't seem to be anything more dangerous than lions in the immediate vicinity, which is quite nice. All right, and now we go to the city. So the first thing we need to do is to choose our starting spot. So starting spots have a couple things that you need to think about. So you want to have some space around it, and you want to have resources around it, and mostly you want to have food. So here seems kind of good actually. I mean, you're kind of in the middle of everything. You're like not too far from the ore, not too far from the wheat, not too far from the pigs. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it there. So we now have our little city center here. And now the two things that I can exploit here are the wheat and the pig. And as I was saying from this technology, the way that the technology works here. Um, so if I start exploiting the wheat, I'll actually start developing my skills towards agriculture. And if I go for the pigs, then I'll start going towards animal husbandry. So here, I mean, of course, there's no good answer. It's just pick the one that you're feeling like. Right now, I kind of feel like putting some farms around, so I'm going to go for wheat. We have a bunch of other options here that we can have a look at. So I mean, we could eventually put some urban zones, which will have some nice adjacency bonuses. We can have a look at that a bit later on. Right now, we only have a single population unit, and I can move that unit around. I can just leave it unassigned. It will complain if I try to finish a turn with an unassigned population. But basically, so I can put that anywhere, and anything that I do in the city will require population. So I could try to train a warrior, but if I do that, I need to put my population into training the warrior, and we can see it's going to be ready in 5 turns. But in the meantime, well, my city's starving, and I have no growth. So that does not seem like a good plan. Let's just go for a normal little growth phase at the beginning. Grow to a second population. And okay, so here we are now full life again. So what are the nearest threats here? I mean, there's a lion camp here, which maybe would be a good idea to get rid of. Let's go in that direction, and maybe we can join both of the warriors together, if I go that way. I mean, it seems maybe it's connected. I guess it's hard to say. A new beginning. Although the road to get here was arduous, the perils the clan faced to make it to this new home were worth it. Food is abundant here, and it is clear that our population will soon start to grow. Yeah, well, that's what I was saying, right? We have found new materials and resources that we never even dreamed of, and the clan's future looks bright. Faced with the truth, the scary stories of the elders about the outside are starting to lose their hold over the people. The stories of the unbearable heat, of the infinite sea of sand, of the monsters crawling under the dunes, of the poisonous scorpions, of the mysterious ruins of the ancients, home to terrible secrets and untold wonders, of the twin suns burning everything under their gaze. Twin suns, okay? You've seen some of those things now. As for the rest, the clan folk are realizing that maybe superstition was holding them back this whole time, and yet maybe it would be safer to make sure that we do know what is out there. All right, starts preparing some scouting parties. So I cannot do this. So there's two options to this event. I unfortunately do not have faith yet. So faith is a resource that I can accumulate. It's an empire-wide resource that allows you to do a bunch of things, notably with those events. But right now I don't have it, so I guess I do not have that option. Okay, right. So I wanted to go kill that lion den. Let's go that way. This one, what's the stats of a scout against a lion in this version? Not that great. Okay, it will not survive if I try to fight it alone. So we can maybe just try skirt it. Maybe go this way. Yeah, this way is good. And we don't really have anything to do in the city for now. I mean, the only population that we have is currently just working at well, making food and letting us grow. So we can just go to the next turn. Twin suns. Well, okay, maybe I guess we're going to learn more about this now. We've just received another report from one of our exploring parties with a story that is hard to believe. On that day, after a night slept under the stars, the sun rose again, like every other morning. What differed from every other morning happened shortly after. The sun, or rather half of it, remained on the ground, while another sun continued to rise in the sky. Another explorer was As our explorers were watching, the grounded part gradually grew over the course of an hour until some more details became visible. This was no sun at all, but rather the head of a gigantic bipedal creature. Right. The lower part of the walker's body could once have belonged to a woman of titanic proportions, but its top half sprouted a multitude of arms with a metallic skin that looked beyond ancient. What our troops had mistaken for a second sun was the abomination's head, invisibly supported several meters above the body. Or maybe it was the other way around. From the way it moved, maybe it was the body that was somehow suspended to its head. Alright, so, okay, once again have an option with faith, but I guess I'll try to go for faith this game. There seems to be a lot of things I can do with it. Okay, and we've actually unlocked some new technologies here. Okay, so mining and forestry. Alright, so that will unlock the mine, a new promotion, and our cities are going to get better at finding metals. And here I can now exploit forests. I see. We have, okay, so does fighting also advance technologies? Yes, it does. So, Scary Rabbit in the chat is actually my co-founder. So, he actually is here to also answer it a bit faster if I don't see it instantly. So, I mean, you can, his name is Jan in real life, but he's a very friendly person. We know each other for the last 25 years. So, don't hesitate to have confidence in whatever he's telling you guys. He is also very involved in the project. So, okay, so here is this unit, this Solric. Wow, okay. So this thing has 90 strength, 12 shield. Yeah. And 200 life. We can see all the details here. Yeah, this is out of my league at this point, I think. This is not going to go well if I try to fight this. So let's not go that way. Maybe we can come back a bit later. I mean, the lion den is still here. Maybe we can try to go around it. Hidden feature discovered. Copper. Oh. Oh well, there would have been some metal here as well then. Well, that's interesting. All right. Good. Okay. Another lair. Well, this one is further away from the city though. It doesn't seem to be much of a threat over there, unless we want to go colonize this at some point, but I guess we have time. Let's end the turn. Another tech. Okay, so we've actually finished this exploration tech as well that I was talking at the beginning. So you can always go back to this book here, and there are several places. So I can look at the events again. I can look at the text, the ones that I actually have currently, and I can look at the ones that are upcoming. So right now I see that I am accumulating some knowledge towards agriculture, which is good. I mean, that's what I wanted from exploiting the wheat. And there's also a main menu, so I mean, of course, you can just, for now, there's very limited options in that menu. It's basically just quit the game and turn on the music and everything. That's actually something we could do. Although, at this point, it might be better if we just keep it so that you guys can hear me easier. So I'll just keep it off for now. Alright, so next turn our city is growing to 2 population. We can see the circle is almost full. Ooh, wow. Wow, okay. This is getting a little bit dicier here. Maybe we're lucky and some of them are gonna go away. Let's just try to regroup here. Maybe that way? That might be. So basically, I mean, one of the things that the simultaneous combat does is that you actually kind of have to think, okay, so this unit is going to move at the same time as I am. So, I mean, it could go here and interrupt my movement or there, right? So, I mean, I have to, like, so this movement is a bit risky. I guess it's okay. I mean, worst case, I can just like go help it with a warrior, and the other warrior is not too far, so that I can bring all of my units together. But yeah, so I mean that's actually one of the things that you usually have to think a bit where the enemies might be. Okay, so Saldric is here again. Please stay away. I mean, the one good thing that it only has one movement, so it can't really run me down. So I could just run away if it comes towards me. Let's go try to kill that lion den. Alright, but before we do that, we actually have an unassigned pop in the city. Good. Alright, so we've unlocked the mine. Good. So we can extract metals. So what you get from resources, from exploiting stuff, is not just flat yields in Almanach. So sometimes some resources will give you some yields. I mean, we can see the main yields here at the top of the screen. So productivity, happiness, housing, gold, faith. So faith, we talked about faith earlier, and influence. But what you do actually get from wheat is actually you get wheat resources. And these resources then can get consumed by the city or can buy other buildings or buy other things. And basically you can transform those resources eventually. So right now what we want is just to have resources which are going to help us. And right now, maybe some more wheat actually might just be the thing that will help us the most because we just want to continue growing. I could make another warrior. It would cost me my population to do that, but it will help me in the long run against this the tide of lions that is at our gates. Um, so yeah, let's make another wheat and then we can make a warrior afterwards. One of the things we have to be careful here is just that exploitation does not mean that like the resources are there forever. If I look at those, so every turn at the bottom screen, at the bottom part of the map here, so you can see that like the population is actually harvesting it. As long as you have way more resources than harvesters, that's not a problem. There's always going to be enough. But if you put more harvesters in, at some point the life of those resources is going to start to die, and you can actually put yourself in a bit of trouble if you just well overexploit things. My God, so many lions, eh? So here we won't be able to really destroy that lion den right now because clearing the lair actually takes the whole action, and if you get attacked, it gets interrupted. So for now, I guess we might actually just try to bait the lions in and see if we can clear out the region a little bit, and then we will be maybe have an opportunity to clear the lair later on. Let's go to next turn. All right, so we did bait one in. That's good. And 2 versus 1. I mean, this should be kind of an easy pick. Let's just join the battle for even more damage, even more security. And end turn. New technology. All right, so the one we just got is agriculture. Okay, that's the one that we saw earlier, right? So that's good. And we have just unlocked the farm. So I was just telling you guys about the fact that you can actually overproduce. The farm is a way to produce in a more sustained way. So if I go in the city and I now place farms over my resources, which is the way this is designed, so I actually place a resource here, place a farm here, place another farm there. So this one is going to need to cut the tree first. And we need to still affect some populations. So this farm will never kill its wheat on its own. The farms actually grow the wheat, and you can place more farms later on. So I could actually even place a farm where there's nothing. I mean, right now it would be a bit too far from my zone. So right at the beginning, you can only build stuff close to your city center. If you want to build stuff further out, you need to expand your city with urban zones. So, I mean, I can build some more cities a bit further. If I put an urban zone here, it would give me access to all of these tiles here, which I can now put more things on, etc., etc. So at the beginning, I'm just going to put those 2 farms and start the process of just having some more sustainable food here. It will slow down my growth a little bit just because, I mean, right now I'm taking 2 turns to clear out that tree. But I guess that's worth it on the long term. Just gonna check the chat quick. Alright, I see Scary Rabbit has been quicker than I am. So the fight is still going on, but none of the other lions have joined in, which is good. I mean, bring them as a trickle is probably better than as a flood. Okay, killed the first one. So we have another warrior. See, so the first warrior that we leveled up earlier is this one. He's level 2, see. But this one had not leveled up yet. So, okay, we could actually try to level him up. I mean, of course, there's a fair chance that he's going to attack us, so that will be cancelled. But, I mean, if in the off chance that that the lion decides it's not hungry, I mean, I guess we don't have much to lose there. Another option would be that we can go attack it with the scout. That's actually interesting. So the scout has 2 movements, and since it has 2 movements, it has priority on initiative, so it moves faster. So it does its first movement before the lion does its first movement, which guarantees that the fight is actually going to be on this tile, and kind of guarantees that my warriors are going to be able to do their actions. Of course, it means that the scout is also going to take more damage because he's going to be alone against the lion, but we can bring warriors to help afterwards. Lion den destroyed. It worked. The plan worked. The den of the lions that have been harassing us has finally been destroyed. We will have to be careful not to let the beasts retake the region. Okay. Roger that. Okay, and here, okay, so it worked, but of course, I mean, as I said before, we have to be careful about not losing the scout now. So maybe we can bring in the warriors and just... let's just leave the scout there. Maybe we can get a level up with this guy as well, and then he's going to be a little bit tankier. That would help it be a bit more independent from backup from the warriors. Big fight going on. You can always open the combat report over a fight to see exactly how stuff is going. So as I was saying, the first turn of a combat report, I mean, there's only one, there's nothing happening basically. So there's no damage being dealt by the units that just arrive in a battle. So the only units that actually hit the other team here are this scout and this lion. So I mean, there's not so much happening this turn, but in the next one, the red bars here are going to be much larger. Let's do that. And new tech as well again. Okay, so civism. And this one we gain from just having large cities. Okay. And we've just unlocked a monument, which will give us happiness and influence potentially. And also, oh, this one allows us to make a new settler. So this will allow us to actually make a new city. That may be a little bit early for that. So our army is a little bit far away, and if something comes our way, we are a bit naked in terms of defense. So I had said before that I wanted to do a warrior, and I think I'm going to stick to it. So I'm just going to put a warrior in the production queue, and then I could put a settler afterwards. So you can put as many things as you want in the production queue actually. And basically, as you get more unassigned, as you get more population, they ultimately will get assigned to the production queue in the order that you put it. So I can change the order. I can put this one here. I can do whatever I want here. Um, but yeah, that's actually maybe a good idea. Let's just produce some units here a little bit, and we can maybe expand. All right, battle is still going on, but as I was saying, oh wow, okay, that those warriors are starting to hurt, eh? Level 2. Okay. I'm seeing actually that there's a lot more people joining the stream. So as I was saying, don't hesitate to ask questions if you have any in the chat. I look at them periodically, and I will be delighted to answer them. So questions about what I'm doing right now, or just about the game in general. I mean, we're really open about this. So let's continue. So the scout here has enough experience to grab a promotion. So we could go for Prospector. So it would actually be really good to find metals. And I already have a lot of metals. And we wanted it to be more independent. So let's give it a promotion of the Beast Slayer once again. And these ones can go towards that other lion den. Alright, so this zone here at the top seems very hard to reach. I mean, there's so many monsters in that direction. Maybe we can... Here there was also the big two-headed, the big sun-headed monster. So we probably do not want that yet. Let's just go explore this way and hope that the monster just stays in this direction. Oh, there it is. This nasty one. But I'm fast. I'm quicker. Oh, forgot to that. In this version, the promotions do not get added even if I move. So let's just... I'll just run for now. There's way too much stuff here. End turn. Okay. Death to the lions. Very good, my minions. Okay, now seems a good spot to take the promotion. And how close are we to our unit here? 2 turns. Alright. Okay, so this one now has a new promotion, 2 strength and 1 defense against beast units. And maybe I can actually go explore the top of the map here from this detour path. Let's try. And the fight is still going here. And new technology, warfare. Well, I guess with the amount of fighting that we've been doing, that should not be surprising, right? So, as I was saying, I mean, the more you do something, the more you get to, the more your technology increases in that direction. So, if you fight a lot, so basically this one is +3 science for leveling up units. So as you produce more units, as you train, as you fight, you will get better at warfare. All right, so and this unlocks a training yard, which will start my warriors at a higher level, which is nice. I guess we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of options that we can, in which direction we can do here, and not a lot of population. So, let's just see if we can do everything. All right, let's just go have a little look if there's any nasties in this direction. I'm kind of feeling like we're getting a little bit far from our base here. That might be dangerous. If anything comes our way. So let's clear the lair with one and take a promotion. I like the idea of a defender. So defender, the way the defense works is basically that it gets any defense that you have gets subtracted from the damage that you take every turn of combat. So having a high defense actually makes your units very, very sturdy, and it also gives you more options for retreating. I think right now it's maybe a little bit overpowered, so we probably will be nerfing this defense mechanism. Sorry, a little bit of coughing. So we're probably going to nerf this mechanism in the future, but right now it's still pretty good. All right. So here we have done everything, and turn, and we've destroyed another lion den. Very good, very good. Okay. Would be kind of cool if we could have like a city on both oasis, right? I mean, it would look good. I mean, a nice little like desert empire here. We're going to need a bit more troops for that. Let's just take our other promotion. So I took here the defense. Let's take the offense in this one. So I'm going to have like the sword and shield type of interactions. All right. Oh, okay. So the one of the things that the scout has is a very high, much higher perception, and that allows it to sometimes find stuff on the map that other units would not have found. So since I've actually seen this tile, it actually found a sand shark nest. Let's go see if we can do anything with this. All right. And finally, this unit is going to check if it would be safe. So, I mean, we still have a settler that will be produced in not too long here. So, it would be good to see if it's clear to go in that direction. Oh, wow. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to investigate this thing. Well, ooh. Maybe I could if I bring my warriors. Let's do it. Doesn't seem to be too many enemies around here. I mean, this one has moved up, which does not make me happy. It kind of cuts me off from my city, so I guess I can only move forwards, right? Well, yeah, I mean, I could try to defeat it, but I do not think that will work. Yeah, nope. All right. So there was still this lion den here that we found a bunch of turns earlier. Maybe we can. I mean, if we're lucky, there's no lions over there. We can maybe just destroy it. Okay. We've sneaked our way in. It's time to delve into the lair. Let's try it out. I mean, of course, I mean, as you can see, not everything has been implemented. So, I mean, this scout is now power T-posing its way into the lair. Eventually, there will be nicer animations. Okay, what should we investigate? A cursory investigation of our troops in the region has yielded the following points of interest. Which one shall we explore next? A strangely circular hole in the side of a dune. Let's go in. Hopefully the lion does not interrupt us. I mean, it is possible that this will happen, but I guess we'll see. Some more enemies around here. That might actually be dangerous. I mean, I don't know if there's more behind, and then I could get myself bogged down in a fight that I don't have that much backup to win. Let's play it safe. So in the chat, we have a question about what is your vision for the mid-end game, and how would that look like? Yeah, okay, so that is indeed a big question. One of the things that, so I mean, I cannot tell you everything that will happen in the end game. One of the things that I can say is that we have a we have two systems that we want to that we have started implementing that are not currently present in the version that I'm showing currently. It's present in the version that I'm working on currently, and that's the legacy and the ambition systems. And the ambitions I've talked about a little bit earlier in the stream. And the ambitions is this idea of choosing your own objectives. And as you progress and as you accomplish a new objective, you can choose to double down. You can choose to choose a new one. So the examples of objectives could be like, okay, I want to be a great builder. I want to, as I said earlier, I could try to protect the tree of life. Could try to despoil it. And all of these objectives will have big effects potentially on the game state, right? So, I mean, if you open a gate to hell to help you against your enemies because you're surrounded, um, well, the demons will help you because you made a deal with them. But then they're still there. I mean, and it's not because you can open the gate that you can close it. And one of the things that happens is that Almanach is a game which is cyclic. So you have a limited time to do what you can do. So right now, I mean, it says 15,000 here because it's a demo and you can play forever. But in a real game, you would have a very limited amount of turns, which would be probably of the order at the beginning of 75 and then growing to 100, 200 as the game progresses and you unlock more things. But when you have, in the time that you have, you can do things, and those things will be remembered by the game in the generation of the next game. So basically, there's this concept of memory that we have, which is what we call the legacy system. So basically, any new game that you do after this remembers what happens and will be built on top of that. And the way that the ways that we're going to do this is, of course, through these ambitions that I told you. But it will also be just like at some point you might just find a big ruin in the desert or in next to a little lake here in the next game, and then you try to explore it, and you realize, wait a second, this is actually my old capital. And you can maybe find some knowledge that you had unlocked in the next game, in the previous game, to help you in this one. Or maybe it's now haunted because it got raised by some nefarious beings. So basically, that's a little bit of an answer as to what we want to do in the late game. I cannot tell you everything that we want because it's a very, very large question. Let's go back to our current game. So I think I was kind of done for this turn. Yes, okay, so we did get interrupted here, unfortunately. So I mean, we will have to clear a little bit of enemies before we can see what happens with the sand shark nest. But we can try to go kill that lion den here, so that maybe there's less spawning, and then we can have we can be in peace, at peace a little bit more. Do I go back? This seems sketchy. Let's not. I think I'd like to have my next city here. One of those styles. Probably this one. There seems to be a nice amount of like nice little trees and some wheat and sheep, as we can see here. All right. Which should we investigate? Okay, so we're starting again the investigation because we got interrupted. But now we have bodyguards. Very good. Very good. Okay, I guess we can just try to clear the lair. Maybe the lion comes, maybe it doesn't. And this one can just fortify here and just provide vision. I mean, just seeing what's happening is not a bad thing. Maybe we can go on the top of the ridge to have a bit of a further vision around here. Weird stones. Our scouts found them in the cave between three gigantic dunes. 7 greenish stones, round and smooth. Such a curiosity can find good prices if one knows the right buyer. What would be the harm? Tiny grains of stands tumbling down both sides of the dune's ridges. Rhythmic vibrations below our feet, getting stronger. It will take some time to extract one of these stones, but we might not have a lot of it before whatever is causing all this gets to us. Okay, something's coming our way. That seems to be what's happening in the cavern. So we definitely have time to take one of those stones with us. Hack away. Okay, and then three sand sharks will spawn. Okay, but we gain a sand shark egg. Okay, that's cool. That's really cool. I don't know what it does, but well, I do, but I don't want to tell you guys yet. And then barbarian sand shark gain sand shark spotter. Okay, and only a single one spawns, but we want it. We want an egg. We do want an egg. Let's try to get an egg. How strong can sand sharks be? Oh, we have finished our settler this turn, so we can actually start moving on to the other oasis. That will be great. All right. So we have a little bit more units. What creeps below? Tiny grains of sand tumbling down both sides of a dune's ridge. A faint rustling in the distance. An elongated object like a horn, or maybe a fin, cutting through the sand. Rhythmic vibrations below our feet, growing closer. A clicking shriek, resounding like a dozen drums. And another. And another. Night is falling. The hunt is on, and we are the prey. Okay, so that is probably what's happening with the. Oh my God, what happened here? So my scout just died. Unit lost scout. Okay. I have no idea. So we can. So the sand. So as I was saying, I mean, so there is this concept of stealth and perception in those in this game, right? And my warriors are not very good at perception, so they don't really see anything. But there apparently are some units here which insta killed my scout. It seems to me like we want to maybe run away. On the other hand, there's a lion den here. Maybe the sand sharks are just very protective and they won't actually come to me. If they do, I'm probably dead though. Hmm. Let's try it. Let's try it out. I mean, I do have two warriors. They're not alone, so maybe I have a chance of just like I won't die instantly like the scout. The scout was actually pretty low as well. It was hit by a couple lions before. But these guys are tough, right? Let's see how it goes. Continue bringing the settler this way. All right. And turn. So we actually have an unassigned population in this city as well. It feels like we're kind of stuck at this three population threshold here at the moment. That's probably because we've actually been making a lot of units. Because every unit that I make costs me the population that I use to make it. So every time that I make a unit, my population goes down by one. So let's slow down on the units a little bit. Maybe do some pig exploitation. We can see that our growth increased by a very large factor here. And end turn. Alright. Well, good that I'm here. There's actually a lion coming where I want to be. Naughty, naughty. And here are the sand sharks. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, so one of the things that I knew it was happening because it was going to happen because there is of course just a limited. The sand sharks are pretty strong, and one of the things that they do is that if a hidden unit hits you, if you remember in the previous fights that we had, the units did not attack each other in the first turn before they fought in the subsequent ones. But when a hidden unit attacks, they actually get a first strike as an ambush. So in this case, that's actually what happened here. So in the first turn, we lost a very large amount of life to those sand sharks. So let's see if we can maybe. So one of the things we can try here is to sacrifice one of the warriors to save the other. We're gonna try to see if it works. I'm not sure it will work because these got hit hard. So let me see if I can run away. It's possible that I lose my whole army here. But there's not much I can do about it, so I guess that's what it is. Yep. Yep, I did lose my whole army here, so okay, that's a setback. So I mean, going to kill this big creature that we found here, this sun god or something, will be a bit of a problem. Okay, so settlers are actually not defenseless in this game. They're just really bad at fighting. But we could actually just go there already so that we're ready for making the city. I mean, if he's accompanied by a warrior, he's not really in any danger of going there. So, okay. So our growth is going up, but we don't have any units anymore, which is a problem. So we might need to make at least one more warrior to defend, and maybe slow down on the exploration a bit. We can maybe as well see, like, is there any cool text coming our way to see if there's anything we can plan for? Agriculture 2. Okay, what will this give us? We will get a granary. Interesting. Okay, granary will help us improve the productivity of farms, basically. So that will be something that will be nice to place maybe here, which means that in between we will need to produce at least something to be able to to go there. So an urban zone probably. Let's have a look at that this turn. So I would like, so as I was saying, so I mean, I would like to build something here, but this is, as you can see, so it's not within 2 spots of an urban zone. So I would need to create an urban zone a bit closer to it. Let's go here, which will be ready in 2 turns of clearing the tree and 5 turns of producing the urban zone. The number of turns it takes actually depends on your productivity. And the productivity can be increased by a bunch of factors. So every building that you have in your city decreases your productivity, but at the same time, you can exploit resources to just give yourself some nice flat bonuses. So I could put, for example, a someone in exploiting forests, and rather than exploiting pigs, of course, I will grow slower, but it increases my productivity to 13, which was previously at 8. So it's a big bonus. I mean, and you can see, I mean, it will decrease the number of turns by 1 here. That's nice. I think I'm going to keep on growing for now, because we still need more population to turn into fighters afterwards. Oh wow, another lion. Well, I mean, I did ignore this lion den earlier, telling myself that it was not that far away from, way too far from my city to be a problem. And here I am, bitten in my behind by my inaction. That will teach me. Let's just check that our units are not in danger. This seems to be fine. Alright, well, we killed the first lion, the second one arrived. I guess we're going to have to wait a little bit until we can place a second city. Um, but that's fine. It does seem like the whole planet has been, the whole map in this game has been mostly desert. And I'm wondering if it has something to do with this big creature, this big sun creature that we found. Maybe we can find something about that if we make some scouts or something. Another lion. Oh my god. Okay, so I mean, we might need actually to start thinking about retreating here. Yo. Okay. Still seems okay for now. Husbandry 1. Ah, well, we were exploiting pigs in our city. So we've now unlocked the pasture, which is an equivalent building to the farms, but for animals. So, I mean, I was telling you earlier about the idea that if you're exploiting resources, they will gradually die. die out because I mean they're not they do grow back slowly but not fast. So one way to preserve them is to build a pasture which will not destroy the resources. It will produce a little bit less and takes more space, but it does give you options in that direction. So let's make a pasture afterwards, after this urban zone. Or actually, we could do it maybe at the same time, because making a pasture still allows you to exploit the pigs, the underlying pigs, at the same time. So, and the productivity of a pasture depends on the number of resources that are under it. Under it. So I mean, if there's two pigs, you get two pigs. If there's three pigs, you get three pigs, etc. And then it can be further boosted by adjacencies and stuff like that. But for now, it will give us two. So I mean, we can see that okay, we're eating two pigs and producing two, and we are producing 4 wheat and eating two. So we only have 2 wheat left. All right, let's continue. The fight is still ongoing here. And it should be soon, though. This settler is actually going to get pretty low. Well, as long as there's not another lion, should be okay. Okay, let's make the city before something else falls on our heads. And defense seems like a good option here. And here, nothing to be done. We will have a new population soon, so we can maybe make another warrior to help defend a bit. And a new city, a new tech rather. So now no hour that is spent reviewing ledgers can ever be considered wasted. By the great Reverend Marcus Lillian of the administration of the affairs of our most esteemed overlords, the Balian aristocracy. Seems like a neat guy. So the citizen will actually give us access to the. So actually, the one that we got is the Empire. So we will get access to the Town Hall, which will give us more influence and more happiness, and allows cities to expand by buying adjacent tiles. So that's actually a cool concept that we have here. I told you at the beginning that we would eventually be able to grow our cities further around as we go. So the way you do that is that now that we have this technology, we actually can go investigate the tiles around it and see, okay, I could expand in any of those adjacent tiles. Okay, and this will cost me 20 influence, as you can see here. I currently have 66 influence, but no growth of influence. So, and every extra tile that I get will cost me 1 influence to get. Influence is something that you will eventually be getting. I won't get there today in this broadcast, but eventually, but what you will be getting from the influence is power, diplomatic power as well, and the power to expand your cities. So if you want to have large cities, you're going to need to have a large power, a large influence production. So we could make some town halls to support that. We could make monuments. There's several ways, but that's basically the way they do it. So right now it doesn't seem necessary. We still have a bunch of space around here to really need to expand this, but let's keep it in mind. And oh, we have a second promotion to take with this guy. Nice. Well, there is still a lot of lions, so let's take another one of those. And here, after this urban zone is done, next turn I would like more units. So a warrior, for example, which will just get it will just go to the warrior in the production queue afterwards. So, oh, a city center needs to be placed. That would be here. All right, so we have a new city, and this one has a bunch of wheat and wood that we already had in the previous one, but it also has some sheep, which will actually be nicely placed for a pasture in a triangle. So maybe here would be good. We're kind of close to everything. And let's start off with a nice pasture here. And as I was saying, I mean, so the more units you have, the more sheep you have below, the more production this thing will do. So this is now producing 3 sheep. So, my just as a note, my co-founder just told me that so he needs to go for now. So if you have further questions, I will be the one answering them. He's not going to be in the chat anymore, but we are going to continue for another probably 20 minutes, 30 minutes, just to see a little bit more things. I would like to see e-commerce and stuff like that, and we needed 2 cities for that before. And now we have them, and maybe we can. Get somewhere. Ooh, waves of disquiet. People were found dead on the shores, drowned and disfigured. Fishermen found them between their boats, brutalized in ways unlike any wild animal would do. Everyone is on edge. Yeah, I would be too. Station warriors to guard the village. -1 happiness in Ascalotl. Okay. So unfortunately, we don't really have any warriors to station there right now, which is a bit of a problem. But okay. Second event on the same turn. Okay. Well, we had no events for like 20 turns, and now we have 2 at the same time. It first appeared a couple of weeks ago, a faint line on the horizon at daybreak. Every night since, it has been getting bigger and redder. Today, it is even visible in the daylight sky, a scarlet star with a long tail. The people are afraid and they need answers. We forgot much in our time below the surface, who is to say that this is not a natural phenomenon, and the gods are merely showing us their might. This is an auspicious omen. Ah, well, this is giving us faith. I mean, we've seen a bunch of things earlier in the broadcast that cost faith. So maybe if we have some, that we're going to be able to spend it. And new technology as well, civism, which gives us access to the Elder Council and the Shrine. Well, we wanted faith. Here seems to be a way of making faith. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Let's go in that direction. That sounds good. Okay, so we also needed to station some warriors in the city. Unfortunately, I do not have any warriors to station here because my only remaining unit, after being destroyed by the sand sharks over there, has been this unit. And it seems like I need to stay here to protect it from lion attacks. So I guess the first warrior I can bring there is just going to be the one that I produce. So let's do that. Let me just go back to the chat. Very nice. Still no questions. Good. All right. So this one was going towards the lion den to see if maybe we can destroy it and bring an end to the nefariousness of the lions around there. City as unassigned population. Good. Okay, so we could actually start training another warrior. Might not be a bad idea. I mean, we are kind of naked. On the other hand, there's so many cool things that we could try. Let's do a shrine. We wanted to do a shrine or a granary. Granary would actually help us grow faster and get more population and do more things. Let's do that. Let's do a granary first and then a shrine afterwards. So we're going to do a granary here, and we get a population that's already automatically assigned to it. I mean, so this one is going to take us 10 turns, and the reason for it is actually, as I was saying, so as your city gets bigger, every building that you put in it uh, reduces the productivity. And that is actually a bit of a problem here. So because we're getting a little bit big, our productivity is getting pretty low. So after the warrior, the next one that we get might actually just need to be to go into exploiting some forest to help us stay productive. Else, our production is going to slow to a crawl. A new population in Temoche as well. All right. So here we could make farms to help grow a bit faster. So unfortunately, that's a bit annoying. So I mean, there's 2 wheats here, but they're not on the same level, so I can't actually exploit them properly. Maybe I can just do a farm here and another one like this. So you can rotate these things, as you can see here. Okay, I'll just put the first one here and see if I need more food afterwards. I might not need more food. I mean, that's already 2 food producing things that I have here. Maybe I can want to just do some cool things afterwards. Alright. Only one lion close to this lion den. I might have a shot. And we've just unlocked trade. Well, that's what I wanted to show you guys that I was saying 5 minutes ago. So every city now has a trade slot, and I can access the internal market. Oh my god. So I just got attacked by a sand shark again, and this is, oh my god, I'm gonna lose the warrior again. That'll teach me being so greedy that I can't just stay within my borders and be a nice boy. Okay. Well, maybe we need another warrior here as well. Let's do that when we have a population. Okay, I mean, I can try to run, but I think I'm dead already. Yeah. Anyways. So, as I was saying that we now have access to the market, which is a nice thing. The market is something that allows us to transfer resources from one city to the next, and you can't. There's limitations to how much you can do it, and so put it. So the way that this works basically is that you're going to put a resource into the market. So let's say for example that I sell a resource to the market. I sell a sheep, and it will get sold for here. It says me exportation 5 gold. Okay, um, and I now have an income of money. And if I go to my other city, I can now buy this off from the market, and the price that this costs me here will depend on a bunch of factors. For example, like which resource it is. It's more expensive to carry luxury stuff like gold or something than it is to export to do sheep. And the other thing it will depend on is the distance between the cities. So if I try to transfer stuff from very far apart, it will cost me a lot. So generally speaking, if you want to transfer a resource, it's always going to cost more to buy it than you will gain from selling it. So if you sell it and just buy it from yourself, you will always be losing some money. So you can't do that forever, and you need to be able to sustain it somehow. But this can be a way, for example, to have an extra source of food here, for example. Right now, I don't think that's especially useful. It could be useful to bring a wood to the city because we had problems with productivity. So one thing that we could do here would be to, we're not going to sell the sheep if we put instead if we put, for example, one of our farmer in the forest. Now we have some wood, and we can sell some wood and buy it in Askalotl. We're losing a little bit of money per turn, but our productivity has increased by a fair factor, and the granary goes from 8 turns to 5 turns. So that's actually like one of the nice ways that we want to have the cities to be intertwined in your economy to really be doing something that is not just every city works in autarky, because that's something that's very often happens in games like this, right? So I mean, you have these trade systems, right? Okay, you can send a trade route or something, and that improves your yields, but it will not actually mean that you have an interdependent system. This is what this does, an interdependent system. And all right, so unfortunately, I mean, this also means that we slow down the arrival of the next warrior. I mean, I think it's still kind of worth it. I mean, so I'm going to use some meta knowledge here that the sand sharks are actually not allowed to go outside of the desert. So it being so close to my city is not actually a problem. It just means that I cannot get out of it. It just so I have to be a bit careful about having some defenders. But once I will have some defenders, the only thing that really can attack me here are lions, or eventually, potentially, I mean, Solric could come, but or maybe some if I find some warriors, some barbarian warriors, for example. I haven't seen them this game. They actually can exist, but Shores of dismay. Fearsome, blood-curdling scream echoes, piercing what had been a peaceful night. All in the village huddle in fear until at last silence greets them with the dawn. The village is in an uproar. The villagers feel betrayed. The soldiers that should have kept them safe didn't, and the bodies of a whole family were found in the fishermen's nets. The creature has struck again. We have to do better. Assign more soldiers to surveil. Like, yeah, I mean, I tried, but I didn't have any soldiers to assign. So, well, there you are. Aren't you a little bit late? That's unfortunate. Let's surveil the lake and see if we can find this creature that keeps attacking us. It killed us a population. That's nasty, eh? I did not need that right now. Let's go to the next turn. Okay, so this one is actually like it's just locked there for now as long as I don't have any more. As long as I don't have any more events, I mean, this will try to. But I can't move that warrior, is the idea basically here. So here the next warrior is coming in another 5 turns, so I don't have a lot of things to do for now. I mean, this city is close to growing. And let's just pass a quick couple turns. All right. And of course, yes. I mean, one of the things that happens is that as your city grows, you can actually every population that you have contributes 1 to the unhappiness of the city. And since we've been attacked by monsters recently, by this water creature that keeps killing the population in our city, the people are unhappy. And I currently have happiness problems here. And the way this communicates is that I actually have an extra population in my city, which because I just grew to level 5, but I can't use it. So, because if I try to put it anywhere, every single population is going to be unhappy that I'm not letting people riot. So I guess the only thing I can do here is to let it there, and these modifiers will eventually go away. Hopefully, I can build something that will help me control the unhappiness. So maybe there's something I can do already. So like a monument or a town hall. Town hall would be +1 happiness. Okay. Monument is also +1 happiness. It's a bit cheaper. Let's go for a monument and put it here. Oh, right, I cannot produce it currently. So I guess I have to bring that back to the unassigned. But I can still put it in production queue, and when my population gets happier, I will be able to produce it. It's just going to be a bit longer. And I still do not have any units to move around. Alright. This one gets me my warrior next turn. Perfect. And I have learned my lesson. I won't be going in the desert again. The Lady of the Lake. The guards speak of a sad and enticing song haunting the night, of the beguiling need to sleep that seems to pounce all at once, of the silhouette some of them swear they saw in the moonlight, the body of a woman, her proportions just slightly off. Keep guarding the city. Whatever the creature is, it is still around. We can try to appease the creature with an offering of gold. Leave a chest full with all manners of valuables, coins, and prized heirlooms near the lake. Okay. Yeah, and then we have 2 options. Okay, we would need either a cow or a horse to do these 2 options, but we don't have any of those. Okay, well, let's try to go for the gold. I mean, maybe it works. Maybe we can appease that creature. Okay, we've started. Okay, so one of the modifiers for unhappiness went away, so I can actually start building my monument already. It doesn't go fast because I have productivity problems right now. I mean, I have had a rough early game this broadcast, I must admit. I mean, this having to produce so many units because I lost so many it really slows me down. I still have not much here. Okay. All right. So I mean, there's still a lair here and a lair there, but at the moment, that doesn't seem to be much. Like I only have one warrior that I can send that way. There was a sand shark around here, and the sand sharks, every time I've seen them, absolutely obliterated my troops. So I do not think this is the best course of action to just move out right now. So I'm just going to stay in and continue building up some forces. So when I grow to 3 population, I might actually just go for more food to actually let this one grow a little bit and then produce another warrior. I will be playing as a warning only to turn 75. So I mean, it's not that we could not continue. It's just that at some point, so there is a limited amount of content that I have to present here, and we are reaching the end of what I can present here. So I am going to check. So is there any cool text coming up soon? So we actually will be having the workshop construction one. Okay, we have not built a lot of stuff this game. So, I mean, there is actually a bunch of other things that you can unlock that I have not unlocked because I did not go in that direction. If you go and build a shrine much earlier, which I have not managed to do, I would have had options to find some nice technologies in the direction of faith and religion. If I had made, for example, more pastures, I would have eventually unlocked leatherworking. So this is actually like a really like, you can play this demo several times and just try to build different things. An elder council would have helped me just get more science faster. All right, let's pass a turn or two more. And we have a new population here. And maybe just exploiting forests is the best thing we can do here because the production is so slow. Yes. Let's finish producing the monument. An offering scorned. Of course. What had been a tense but hopeful couple of days turned into dismay as another disfigured body was found, left atop the now empty chest. Okay. I mean, so I still would need a horse or a cow to make this work, which I still don't have. So maybe there is no appeasing such a bloodthirsty creature. We will have to keep watch on the city. Yeah. Well, -1 happiness. Just what I needed. Good. Well, it happens. And a joyous occasion. A group of enthusiastic citizens have prepared a proposal for a new festival to celebrate our newly built monument. They have already contacted some dancers and musicians, and the only thing they need to finally make it a reality is our approval, as well as commensurate funding for the event, of course. Yeah, of course. We do not have the money right now. Oh, wow, our money is running low. I might actually need to cancel that trade soon. Else we will be having problems. If I run out of money, all of my units get angry with me, and they get negative. If I remember correctly, they get some um, negative modifiers on their combat stats, and my cities also can get unhappy. So we do not want that. This is actually you do not want to go into debt. Okay, we don't have the money, so that was actually a funny couple of situations we just got. So I mean, there's some citizens getting eaten by a creature, but some others are really happy to make it a main monument, so they're dancing around it. Um, I guess there's just it's a city, right? I mean, no, not everybody's sad at the same time. And we also have two new technologies. Forestry 2, which unlocks a lumber mill. Nice. So that's a nice way of having some wood in a sustainable way. And then, as I said earlier, the workshop. Cool. Okay. And we are going to be unlocking wheat culture, which is going to boost our wheat production. That's very nice. We are lacking a bit of food production here. Okay, so we have a problem here. Um, no, we don't have a problem. We have an extra population. Okay, so we do need a farmer. Let's just put it in there. And as we were saying, we do not have any money left, so we actually are going to need to cancel that trade. Maybe we can actually just leave the resource in the market for a little while. Because leaving a resource in the market actually does not mean that you don't get anything from it, because you did sell the resource to the market, so you do get money out of it. So, I mean, maybe just getting a bit of gold back will give us some options in the near future. We have more unassigned population here. Okay, so we just finished our monument, so that's what happened. And that monument is now giving us some happiness, but we are having a crisis of housing. So if you don't have enough housing, it does not have as drastic of an effect as if you have a problem of happiness. Basically, what happens is that you do not really grow anymore. So your growth just gets severely affected by the lack of housing. So the way to fix that is just to make some more housing, and that would be urban zones. Urban zones will get more housing if you build them in nice patches, basically. So if they have adjacency bonuses, that if you put two urban zones together, that doesn't do much. But if you put three of them, all of them get +1 housing. So if you put an urban zone here and an urban zone there, we will, over a short amount of time, fix our housing. I mean, I'm saying short, but we don't have that much productivity, so it might actually take a little while. But let's see. All right. And turn. And we've just got our wheat culture, as I was saying. Okay, and wheat will +1 wheat farm when adjacent to another farm. So anytime we have two farms next to each other, they're actually going to boost each other. So these farms here, you can actually see, so I mean, these actually now produce 4 wheat each. So they're actually very productive. We could actually even put a third one here, maybe next to the, so this is our granary, which also boosts the productivity of farms. So if we just put more farms around that zone, we're actually going to get a lot of food very, very fast. Of course, we will still have problems with housing and with happiness, so we probably don't want to do that too fast. But yeah, that's an option at the very least, right? Oh, we still need to assign some population. Well, hmm. Seems like there was a little bug. As I said, this is a beta version, so I mean there can be some bugs. So I mean that's something that you might encounter if you try the game on your own. If you want to try this version of the game that I'm playing right now, you need to go to the Discord and to find the codes to access the beta branches. These will be available for until the 23rd, so for the whole weekend. They're just free to use. Check it out. Check the mechanics of the game. Let us know what you like, what you don't like. I mean, we're always reading the Discord messages, and we love when there's discussion there. So let's progress. And I'm going to play 3 more turns, just to see. Is there anything I can do with those warriors? This still seems dangerous. Maybe I can just go around the lake here and try to go destroy that lion den that's just in my face for the last 25 turns. Okay. I still want to see if anything will happen with this sea creature that we found from this lake here, because we haven't. Oh, of course, the one turn that I decide to go away, there's a lion coming to my city. Of course. I guess I'm coming back to defend. Okay. Looks good. And we are defending the city. The defender of Timoche, an unnamed warrior. Ah, Timoche has also grown. So we will now, okay, so we still are exploiting a forest here because we're using it for selling it and getting some gold back, but we could now make another farm and just keep on growing. Just having more population and starting to produce some more units would be probably good at this point. And there we go. Okay, so the monster bleeds. It finally happened. The guards we put in place to defend the town finally caught the creature as it tried to infiltrate the town. According to witnesses, the creature single-handedly held off a dozen soldiers until one of them managed to score a single grazing hit on the left hand of the Lady of the Lake. That is when the creature's demeanor changed. It and the soldier seemed to lock gazes as it held its hand, and time stood still, with every onlooker seemingly completely transfixed and incapable of moving. Then the lady politely performed a peculiar movement, perhaps a bow or a curtsy, as if acknowledging the valor of its opponent. Moments later, it stepped into the shadows and all but vanished. Maybe this lady will finally leave us in peace. Warrior, gain Blessing of the Deep. Cool. Oh, we've also unlocked the archery. Okay. So new unit. Archers. That might actually help us defend a bit more. That would be good. Okay, so this, we can stop surveying the lake, I guess. And, alright. Let's just continue for now. Don't have much more to do with it anyways. Let's just see, go on the next one. So typically, because of this simultaneous turn, I mean, many things just happen at the end of the turn. So I've chosen the option that will give us this thing, but it does not happen right now. So I'm going to play one more turn just to see what this Blessing of the Deep gives us. And let's produce another urban. And as I was saying, so here, if I place it there we will actually be next to two different urban zones which provide housing. So this one will actually be very productive. And yes, there it is, Blessing of the Deep. 3 perception and 2 strength, and that's just a permanent bonus. That's pretty cool. And that's actually, it feels like a good spot to stop the broadcast. I mean, this is the kind of story we want to be telling with Almanach. So this is the kind of emergent storylines that just happen naturally in the game. And basically, I mean, a bunch of those will be available in the game. Currently, there is not that many that you can find. There is a bunch of stuff that I have not seen in the desert. I mean, there are some ruins that you can find with your scouts. You can go explore the ruins. You can find some cool things in the ruins. You can find some cool swords. You can find some maps. You can find some knowledge, and some of those things will help you fight the big sun god, for example. So, I mean, there's a bunch of things you can find in this demo. It is not a complete game, but it is playable, as I was saying earlier, for the whole weekend. My name was JB. I'm the lead dev of Almanach. I will be putting this broadcast on replay for the rest of the weekend as well. But for now, I wish you all a great evening, and I hope to see you on the Discord.